Here we go again. Let's talk about a podcast. Episode whatever. New Year's Eve special. Special. Start like this. We're going to do this countdown together for all of us that weren't together last night. We're going to count it down right now. And we're going to tell 2020 to kick rocks. Just kick rocks, 2020. Just kick. Happy New Year. We did it. Just a collective sigh of relief. Let's just do it together. Bye, 2020. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. It's 2021. Time for some new shit. What is going on, everybody? If you want to join the show, I just want to say happy New Year to everyone. See how everybody's Christmas was. Not much on the agenda tonight, but to just say happy, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. I see 5 of you are in here. Let me know you're in here. Just say something. TJ Bell's in the house. Woosah. That's what I'm saying. Woosah. God dang, I couldn't wait for New Year's this year. Man, oh man. Get rid of that one. What is up, TJ Bell? TJ Bell is in the house. As usual. See 8 of you in here. Don't be shy. Just say hi. So I know you're in here. I cannot view who you are without you mentioning something. If you want to join the show, the link is at the bottom of the screen. Type it into any web browser, your phone, iPad, laptop, desktop, anything that streams video. You just pop that in there and I'll pop you right up on the screen and we'll have a conversation. What this podcast is about is allows us to use good conversation. That's all it's about. Let's talk about it. You're on social media. You're going back and forth. You're arguing about the mask. You're arguing about the $2,000 and the $600, and you're getting all nasty. And then before you know it, you're not even speaking anymore. If you're really friends, you might speak again. But shout out to the Who Cares Podcast crew. Taking a couple weeks off. We'll be back next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Same sweet channel. Tune in. Who Cares Podcast, 8 o'clock every Friday night except tonight. Tonight you got me. TJ Bell is here. See how he's doing today. I saw him over the break. Hope everybody had a great and safe holiday. Hope nobody is in jail watching this podcast on a stolen phone. Hope nobody was stupid enough to drink and drive. Damn. I'm just glad everybody's there and everybody's happy. We'll see how TJ Bell has spent his holiday.
Over the break.
Oh, what's up, TJ?
Everybody had a great.
I think that's.
I hope nobody is.
That's your phone.
Watching this podcast. On a stolen phone.
You gotta turn your phone down.
Was stupid enough to drink and drive. Damn.
I'll just mute his mic. You gotta turn your phone down. I can hear myself talking. Whatever you're putting the podcast on, you gotta turn it down or off or something. Let's see.
What's happening?
What's up?
Yeah, let me switch to.
All right. We good?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. What's up, man?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
How you been?
Tired, man. Tired.
I was gonna ask you if you went out for New Year's, but I probably know better the answer to that. So.
No, we did. We did.
Really?
But, yeah, sort of. We got a friend of ours that they got a little girl the same age, and they are the same as we. They
Oh no.
stay safe and do this and that. So we went and hung out with them. It was just us and them. We had dinner, but that was about it. And we tried to stay up enough to watch the fucking ball drop. I'm old, dude.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I can't do it no more.
Yeah, last night was the first night I seen it drop in 3 years. And the only reason is my son came running into my room and was like, 2 minutes. So I got out of bed and ran over there. But
Yeah.
that would have been the third year in a row that I didn't see it. Last year, about 8:30, I was gone.
Yeah, we were watching it, and like it was weird. Our phones changed before, I mean, like 30 seconds before, like the NBC, CBS, Fox, all them before they switched up. So it was like we got a hell of a delay going on, but I don't know.
That's interesting because your phone does it automatically.
Yeah, I'm just glad the shit's gone. I mean, but I mean, the sunrise today was the same as the sunrise yesterday. I mean,
yeah, I think some people. I mean, this year in particular, it was exciting because I literally don't want to write 2020 on anything anymore. I had a horrible. I had a horrible 2019. I would probably say a worse 2019 than 2020, honestly. But both of them it's like getting rid of both of them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? 2021, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, and the bad thing is, I mean, without being a downer, like January and February are probably going to be worse as far as COVID and stuff goes than anything we've seen so far. So, I mean, it's starting off nasty, but I mean, let's get it out their way quick and see what happens. I don't know.
Isn't that crazy to like think about what you just said? That January and February. Now we've been in this shit since last January and February.
Yeah.
And yet you're saying it's yet to get worse.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. But I mean,
oh my God.
Everybody was so focused on COVID, then the election, and they're like, oh, all right, well, the election's done, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of went in order, you know. It's like once Halloween hit, I was like, damn. All right. You know, and then all of a sudden with all the election drama and all that shit, like not lasting longer than it usually does. And before you knew it was Christmas and it's New Year's, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
It's over. I mean, I swear it was just October.
I mean, I don't know, man.
But the stock market is good, bro.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah.
You know, it's like the market's good, but we got people lined up in food line. I mean, for food, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy. The America's just crazy.
I looked at my portfolio last night, and I'm up like 38%. I'm like, but that don't help my bills and shit.
Yeah, and I bought a lot of the
Bitcoin.
No, I didn't. Pharmaceutical stuff. Like I mean, all the people that have the vaccines, I bought some of, and they're all up.
Yeah.
But like you said, you know, that shit don't help you now.
No.
And it might not be there later.
Last night I jumped into a couple of ETFs for energy, for solar, gas, and even fossil fuels. I'm like, I'm gonna ride the wave while it's out there. But ETFs are a lot safer for me, at least.
Yeah.
Because I can get exposed to a lot of different.
Yeah, I don't invest a lot into. I kind of use it as a game. Like I'm a gambler, you know.
It's like fantasy. It's just like fantasy.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw money away for that. Why not throw a little money at this?
I'm gonna throw $50, $100 into it, and in a year I'm gonna see where I'm at. See if I lost or made money, but I don't know, man. It's weird. Shit's crazy.
Do you use a certain app to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I only use two. I like Robinhood and Webull. They're easy to use.
Yeah, I use
But
Stash. I never used anything else, but it works. I mean, it's like you said, it's super easy.
yeah, as long as it's easy and I don't gotta fuck with it too much, I'm good. Then my wife, she's a manager of a bank, so she's got a guy that does that.
Yeah.
So that's like my fuck off money, like the Robinhood and stuff. If I got an extra $100 from a flag, I'll throw it in something.
Yeah,
but
I forgot. I even sometimes I haven't until I get like an email update that I put money in it every week and just I forget about it.
yeah,
And then with that money, you can either invest it or just use it as another savings account. You don't have to invest it. That's what I like. I don't know if Robinhood's like that.
I don't think so. But well, hell, homie that I was messing with last night when we went over to their place just to have dinner and then come home, he somehow we got to talking about like stocks, and I was like, yeah, man, Bitcoin's at like 30 grand right now, and he's like, oh wait a minute, I bought Bitcoin like a couple of years ago for like he said I put like $200 into it.
Yeah.
And he went and checked, and he's up like $1,700 right now. I was like, this motherfucker.
When it first came out, I can't remember if I bought some and then sold it or I was really into it. Joe Rogan was talking about it on the podcast. Yeah. They had the guy on there that kind of created the whole thing, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I should buy it. And then I guess it crashed really bad. A bunch of people bought a lot of shit. And it crashed, and now it's coming back. I wish I did at that point. Just like you wish you bought some Apple. You wish you bought some Amazon.
Yeah, I mean,
do it. You got to do it, bro. You just got to buy it.
Yeah, as far as stocks go, the way I look at it, just buy the shit and then don't even fucking look at it. I mean, see what happens in 5 years, 10 years. Yeah. I mean, if you're unless you're a day trader, it does no good to watch the shit.
Yeah, I went to one of my customers' houses, and that's what he did. He had like his treadmill was in the room, and he had like 4 computer screens, and he was just getting his thing on. He was trying to explain. He was way over my head, but that's a thing. Like, he's working.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your job, I get it. But I don't got the time to be watching.
Are they day trade? Is he day trading as this is what I'm doing to earn my money, or is he day trading for other people and taking cuts?
Oh yeah, I mean, he might be.
What is a day trader really?
I mean, if he's getting a piece of something else, then sure, why not?
And how can you not be? And what is a night trader? Like,
the market ain't open at night, so it don't matter.
I'm saying everybody's a day trader.
Yeah.
Like, is that a thing? I guess.
I don't know.
He probably takes care of other people too.
Yeah, maybe.
Gets that money. What you working on?
Actually nothing. I'm out here just trying to clean up. The December always messes me up. I'm going through so many of them so fast that I can't. It's like if I got scrap wood, I just throw the shit on the floor.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just out here tonight. Like I said, we got up early, had an early lunch, and early breakfast, and brought. I had to run out and do some errands, and the girls were inside watching movies, eating popcorn and shit. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go in here.
Is shit open?
No, I had to go to Home Depot. I needed some propane for the heater.
But they are open on New Year's Day?
Yeah, they closed at 8, but yeah, they were open.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get cleaned up that way because we're gonna be listing the house in another probably month, 2 months. So
where are you moving to?
We're staying in Mechanicsville. We ain't going nowhere. But we got this house when you was here. It's a small house, but we weren't supposed to be able to have kids. And then all of a sudden now I got 2 little girls. So it's like,
well, it's like a 4-bedroom, ain't it?
It is, but it's still small.
Man, you just blowing up.
We just need more room.
You got enough right now for you to have a bedroom, them both to have their own room and an office or something.
Yeah, but their rooms are small. It's like I said, it's a starter house. It would have been great for us, but now we got 2 of them. My office, and plus my office now is a classroom for the oldest. So it's
shout out to COVID. Shout out to COVID-19.
Appreciate COVID for taking over my office. Now it's a classroom, but again, when I started the woodworking, I mean, my shop that I'm in, like this is a regular old shed. I mean, it's to hold a couple lawnmowers and like a leaf blower. That's about it.
When I passed your house the first time, and when I turned around, I saw the shed, and I was really shocked. Like just from watching you on this, it looks huge.
Yeah, no, it's 10 by 14, I think. I mean, it's not big, and I mean, I make it work, but that's why I'm out here cleaning now. I got shit everywhere right now. So we were like, look, if we're gonna move because we need a bigger house, then I need a shop.
Yeah.
I mean, but you never know. This may die out. I mean, I don't know. It's not right now, but
it might die out. What do you mean?
I mean, the market is gonna be.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought you meant the house. I was like,
oh no, the flag stuff. Like, but it's. I think last December I did 38 in December, and this past one I did like 26. But I mean, still, that's a lot for 1 month.
Wait, 26. Wait, compare the 2 Septembers again.
For December, for Christmas. Last December was 38 flags. This December was 26 flags.
Okay.
But that's in a month. I mean, that's still stroking.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean, I got shit all out. I mean, you saw it. I got a motorcycle in the front yard. I got Hot Wheels everywhere. I can't put anything in there now.
When I saw the motorcycle, I was like, yo, I wonder if he's gonna stop making a flag for 5 fucking minutes and finish that bike.
I can't. So, I mean, and actually the bike is getting ready to head out. The bike is going to the shop to get put back together and fixed and up and running. I'm going to take that probably next week.
Is Joe Biden president?
Yeah.
So what about this January 6th thing?
It's in 5 days.
I know, but I think they can do something there. Like if 2 Republicans from the House and from the Senate like disagree with it, what happens? I
mean, so the
one guy was on the news and said he's already going to do it.
Yeah, that's Hawley. Hawley's going to run in 2024, so he's trying to make a name for himself now.
He's going to run for president in 2024?
Yeah. He's a young dude. He's got the backing, and he already knows that Trump's out, so he's going to try to piggyback whatever he can on the curtail that's left. But no, I mean, it's Biden's president. Pretty much what's going to happen on the 6th. I have the hardest time explaining this to people. Everybody keeps saying, well, Mike Pence is going to turn over the election. Well, he can't. That's not a thing. Mike Pence's job on the 6th is to read the results.
Right, it's supposed to be like a dog and pony show, but what I'm saying is there is something he can do, and they're threatening to do it. Hey, I think there is. I know somebody that really looks into this stuff. His name is Scotty 2 motherfucking Hottie Hicks, something like that. Scott motherfucking Hicks. You might know him as Sexy Hicks. I don't know.
But I already hollered at him.
There we go. TG for president. Shout out to DJ Mark Jones and the One-on-One podcast. I think it's Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. What is up, Scott? Huh?
What's up, man?
Yo, man.
He done froze up.
Yeah, you all froze up.
He done froze up.
There he goes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. This mic might not work. I'm trying this on an older iPad, and this thing's a piece of shit. So.
Oh, now it's working.
When you say older iPad, that means you have multiple iPads.
Oh, Scott got money, bro.
Baller.
Oh no. This is inherited from Michelle's work.
Nice. Fair enough. Well, no, I mean, Scott
he's in charge of a bunch of iPads.
Scott,
he may be able to clue me in on how I think that this works on the 6th.
Scott, listen, on January 6th,
6th, 6th. Yeah. 6th. 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 6
Joe Biden will not be president-elect on January 6th. What
Will
is the
not?
poll? One Republican, one or two Republicans from the House and two Republicans from the Senate. If they say something on this day, then something happens.
It
Fill
don't
me-
matter.
Fill me in, Scott.
All right. No, I don't think so. As far as I know, and I've been reading all this stuff. I can't, honestly, I can't remember the specifics of what I read about what would have to happen in order for that to work. So essentially, what's going on is you have to have at least one person from both the House and the Senate to sort of object or whatever, and they're objecting, but it's all for show. There's no process. I mean, Mitch McConnell has already said this is not going to work.
I was going to say because
Yeah,
if it does work, regardless of what you think about the election, we wouldn't have a democracy anymore, right? If the Electoral College wins, you win the Electoral College, you win the popular vote, they don't find any mass fraud.
Well, the popular vote has nothing to do with it. Popular vote.
But if they're allowed to do this, then we don't really have a democracy anymore, right? We could just do that every time with two senators.
You don't even need two senators.
I mean, so
What do you need?
one senator, one, I think.
Right. So
That's basically to open a debate on it.
Yes.
But
so
then you've got to have
the two senators is if something is
I don't
going
know
to
what
get
kind of
overturned.
consent you have to have after that.
Oh.
Yeah. So pretty much what's going to happen is on the 6th, Pence's only job is to open an envelope. He's basically the dude that's at the Oscars that opens the envelope and reads the winner. He has nothing to say about it. So he's going to open this thing and say, these are the results. It was 306 to 2, whatever. Is there anybody that wants to object to this?
Hey, fellas,
And
right,
Hawley
listen,
has already said that he's going to object. Go ahead.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
So Hawley has already said he's going to object. Anybody can object. An objection to their state's results, what that does is that automatically kicks off the 2-hour debate. The 2-hour debate per state then goes to the House and the Senate, to where somebody from each side is going to have to agree that state is going to be thrown out. But there's not enough people on the Democratic side.
So he would have to get 2 of those swing states thrown out to win.
Correct. He's going to have to. The only way that Trump is going to win is for Democrats to flip, which could happen.
I know,
mean,
but that's my point, man. You just said there's a way for Trump to win. If Trump wins after losing the electoral and losing the popular vote, and we don't have an election anymore, and they could do that every time, right? So I don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
That don't make no sense.
It's a pony show. It's
Well, that's what it's supposed to be, but now they're trying to make it something else.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. What happened to Scott? He got kicked off?
I think he's going to try to get on his laptop. That iPad was terrible. He's popping back in now.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. It's like I said, when Hawley stands up and contests any of the results, that automatically kicks off the 2-hour debate per state that gets contested. But the problem is there's so much misinformation. A lot of the people are saying, well, there's more Republican senators than there are Democrats, so we're going to win. I'm like, that's not how that works. It's just not. There, in order for any state to be turned over, it has to be somebody that agrees on both sides. Not a single Democrat is going to agree that the said state has fraud in it. it's not going to happen. It doesn't matter if the Republicans hold more seats. It just does not matter.
Well, they're not going to get that Democrat. If that's
No.
what it is, then forget about
Yeah,
it.
it's not going to happen.
Scott, where'd you go for New Year's?
Right here, man. I didn't. I had no plans to make it till midnight, and I did not make it till midnight. I didn't go anywhere. But
I
did
was
you guys do
saying earlier,
anything?
This is my third. Would have been my third year in a row that I missed the ball drop.
You
But
didn't miss much. Cindy
my-
Lauper. That's about it.
My son ran in the bedroom he said 2 minutes, 2 minutes. So I ran out and watched it with him, and then I went back to bed.
Yeah, no, I got I'm too old for that, man. It just
It's
didn't
crazy
matter
because
to me.
when I was a kid, like it was a big deal in my house. New Year's, like my parents always went out and partied, which meant
Yeah.
we got to have a party.
Yeah.
While they're gone, like they did it big. I couldn't imagine when I was a kid, my dad not being awake for that shit. Here I am, fucking sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just bought Bitcoin. That's all I did all night.
Bought Bitcoin?
Yeah, I just buying Bitcoin.
That's how you rang in the new year. You got any resolutions, Scott?
A couple, I think. Yeah, I've been kind of working on them. Nothing too exciting. I think trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to go off of Facebook for good again.
I didn't want to interrupt you because I don't want my wife watching and say I cut everybody off. But I was going to say, you're going to take a little break from Facebook, buddy?
Yeah, so I had this sort of, it's not really an epiphany, but it's sort of this analogy in my mind between Facebook and the news. It's like if you want to go on a diet, you got to cut out all the junk food, and Facebook is just junk food.
It's toxic. It's so toxic.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you want to put the right things in your body, and you got to put the right things in your mind too. And every now and then, I'll find myself in a mood, and I'll go on there and pick a fight.
Yeah. I was going to say,
it never makes me feel that much better.
I was going to say, I asked you that question because TJ not so much anymore. Earlier on in the pandemic, he was putting in work, but you be putting in work. You're not on there often, Scott. But god dang, I just read one of yours the other day, and it just consumed me for an hour and a half just reading everybody's comments and shit.
Which one was this one?
Oh, who knows? Who knows? I mean, paragraphs, firing off paragraphs after paragraphs. For anybody that don't know, that's why we do this podcast, so we could just come on and talk about it. Because what happens no matter how nice you think you're typing, somebody takes the shit the wrong way, or sometimes you write it like you want it to be said, but it's just so much better to talk about it, especially if you're real friends. Like if it's just some friend on Facebook, like I got friends on Facebook that they'll make comments and tell me happy birthday, and I still don't know how I know them, like why they're on my
Yeah.
So not them people. Who gives a shit about them people? Obviously, I don't even know who it is. But like your real friends, like I've lost friends. Oh, I think they don't talk to me no more. Because I think because of social media, and it's just like that's whack. If you're really friends, you should be able to come on something like this, just talk about it.
I've had some pretty heated debates and probably lost some friends too. I've typed some things that were taken the wrong way, and I've typed things that were taken the way I intended them, and I intended them to be mean and snarky, and I'm not really necessarily proud of that, but I don't know. Honestly, I'll tell you about you guys both this. I mean, I feel like I just sucked it up for 4 years, and after the election, I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore.
No, you can't.
And I didn't want to. I wanted to be the asshole that I felt like everybody else was being. It was all the Trump supporters were being, and not everybody, I guess, but anyway. I don't. It doesn't necessarily make me feel good. Sometimes I'll get on there and I'll blast somebody, and I think it'll make me feel better, but it really doesn't. So I wrote a thing the other day on Facebook, and I think it kind of encapsulates what I've been thinking about, which is how much compassion do we owe the compassionless?
Yeah.
And that's a serious question.
I commented on that.
Yeah, you did. And I didn't actually type the real question that was in my mind, because the real question is, how do I have compassion for the compassionless? That's a hard thing for me. People who only care about themselves, it's hard for me to care about them.
Yeah.
And
The sad part is they'll say the same thing about you.
well, right. I mean, then that's the catch-22. Is that if you don't have compassion for those people, then you become one of the compassionless, right?
Right.
So it's a whole, not to get too philosophical on you, but this is the kind of shit.
Yeah,
that goes on in my head.
I've been staying off for the most part. I mean, I do the podcast and stuff, and I'll post pictures of my kids, but I really haven't. It's hard sometimes not to comment something, but
Yeah.
I think
My only issue with the compassion portion.
I think it was this one.
Yeah.
I think that one got all the love.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I made that meme.
Yeah. My issue with the compassionate portion of it is what I have a problem with is I have a lot of family that are very compassionate about Trump. And I'm sure I'm compassionate about things that other people do not agree with. So that's the fine line I have. Is like I don't want to
like stupid wooden flags.
Exactly, like stupid wooden flags, right? So like I don't want to down somebody for their beliefs just because my opinion or facts go against that. But
it's hard, man. Like you said, I think all of us can say that we have very passionate Trump supporters or hardcore Republicans.
Yeah, absolutely.
But here's
and love them to death. But
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, like if it's my mom, my sister, like I'm not going to turn my back on somebody because of who they support, but I will limit the exposure I have and the exposure my kids have to them.
Wow.
I could care less about me and my wife's exposure to toxic people, but my kids are impressionable.
Yeah.
That's true. I raise my kids. And if my opinion and my beliefs and my philosophy and political standings are wrong, then they're wrong. And that's fine. But that's within the Bell household.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would never put somebody down for who they support. If somebody came to me, I mean, there are many things, even as an anti-Trump guy, there are many things he did that I can even say were good. Like when we got out of that Iran deal, I
tried that with Scott once, but it didn't work.
The Iran deal was a shit deal from the get-go. We did not need to be in that. The Iran deal saying we're going to look for weapons of mass destruction, but only in certain places. That's the equivalent of a serial killer telling the cops, yeah, you can look in my house, just not in the basement. Like getting out of that deal was okay. We probably could have reworked it versus just getting out of it. Yeah. But I mean, I can't down the man. Like, I don't think that Trump came into this saying, I'm going to fuck this whole place up. Like, I don't think that was his thing.
I don't think he goes into anything that he does and thinks he's going to fuck the whole thing up.
But he does fuck it up. That's the thing. Yeah. He was unqualified from the very beginning.
But at the very beginning, to be perfectly honest, I was not opposed to a non-politician giving it a shot. I wasn't. See what happens. But when he fucking ran with it, I was like, even as a non-politician, you still, as president, you have to surround yourself with people that know the atmosphere.
Well, that's my whole argument.
People that know how the game is played. You can't play a game of chess if you don't know the fucking rules.
150 times. I'm so sick of people like, and he's not a politician. I was like, well, you could say that the first time when he ran and he wasn't a politician. He's literally the president of the United States and in charge of literally the pinnacle of what anybody that's in politics is trying to get to. So he is a politician. He plays political games every day. He deals with the Republicans. He deals with them. He's literally the definition of a politician. So I can't stand when people say he's not a politician.
Yeah, no, but like as a human being, I do not hate the man. I hate the job he has done in the position that he's in. Like, I don't think he's a bad dude. I really
No,
don't.
I
don't think
disagree with you there.
You think
I
so?
disagree with you wholeheartedly. Absolutely.
think
No. Let me say this.
Just
I think he's a broken human being, but he is very clearly a psychopath. And I don't mean that, and it has to be a killer, but that's not even psych. I mean, there's plenty of psychopaths.
Sociopath, maybe.
What's that?
Sociopath.
Yeah, that you're splitting hairs, trying to say sociopath
It's
versus
the same
psychopath.
thing.
Right. The fact is, he has no worldview, but the worldview where he's at the center of it, and that makes him bad at everything. He cannot, because he doesn't. You can't govern well if you don't care about the people you're governing, and he doesn't at all.
Yeah.
Now, I will grant that he has probably accomplished a couple of good things, but they weren't because he cared about anybody other than himself. He is defined by putting himself first. And that's the thing, that's why I thought it was funny with this whole $2,000 check thing, because that's not because he gives a shit about the people. Of course, his supporters will think that's the truth, but he doesn't give a fuck about the people.
That's
what he cares
strategy.
about is it's strategy, and it's all about him. That's the thing that you can.
You understand that the his administration is the one that came up with the $600 number.
Right.
They've been
Exactly.
negotiating it for 8 months, so it's not like he didn't know about it.
He knows that he's gone, but he's planning on, in my opinion, a potential run later. He needs to keep the Republican base steamboat rolling in Georgia. That's it.
But I don't know why. See, that's the thing. I don't understand what he even got. I'm still kind of surprised that he's doing that.
Hold on. Let's stay at the 2,600 thing, because I've somebody said something the other day. It made a lot of sense to me, and it was a Republican dude. The reason he was saying no to the $2,000, because I was gonna go to everybody, as it should, I guess. But he had a good point. He said some of these families that we're sending this money to have not lost a single dollar of their income for this whole time. It could be two government employees, right?
I have it.
All right. Never lost a dime.
Nope.
So if they do the 2 + 2 + 2 + 2 thing, you're a family of 4. We're going to send TJ Bell $8,000 and he ain't missed a freaking dime.
Yep.
That is a problem.
Yes.
How do you determine that?
My wife and I had this conversation literally last night. I started my new job with Henrico County Public Schools 8 days before I got sent home for COVID. Like, I got out of the sales public sector a week before everybody got sent home. And I thank God every day that it happened. Because when I started with Henrico County, legit, a week later, they sent us home and they were like, hey, new guy, here's your laptop, go home. We're going to be remote. My wife's the manager of a bank and she handles all of the small business loans. We lost $0. We made money this year. Granted, that was because I went from Diamond Springs Water to Henrico County Public Schools. Yeah. So I got a $15,000 raise when I changed jobs. And my job was not in jeopardy.
When they said 7 days, they hired you and then put y'all home. They could have just been like, "Yo, we can't take you on, buddy."
Yeah, they could have lost. I got hired on March 3rd. Wow. March 11th is when Henrico County said, "Technology, go home." I'm a system administrator for the public schools, and they said, "Go home." We're not remote. I mean, we're 100% remote, and we're not going back this year. I guarantee it. It's not going to happen. So my household is very, very, very blessed.
So you understand that our great grandkids will be paying off this debt if we gave everybody $2,000. Trust me, I wanted it too. But honestly, I did lose some money, and I lost some work. But I didn't need any help. I don't need any help now. So, but there's a lot of people that do, bro.
Yeah.
I do want a family of 4.
Yeah, like I said last night when we were talking about it, because again, in another month, I told you we're planning on selling our house to get a bigger house just because we need more room. Not necessarily because we're balling out doing this and that, but Like last night, we literally talked. If I was 1 week late from accepting that position, we'd be fucked. Like we would be hurting bad. The company I was working for, those guys are struggling like hard. I would be in a food line. I'd be waiting to get food, and I would be checking my bank account looking for $100. Fuck 600 or 2,000. I'd be looking for any amount that was coming in.
So what happened? I went to bed last night. I didn't see what happened. So they revoked the 2,000. So is it 600?
It's 600, right? The 600 already passed. The 2,000 is not going to pass.
No.
Mitch McConnell is blocking it because he's trying to tie it to two things that Trump wants, which is number one,
Facebook.
A congressional Senate investigation into the electoral fraud, but two, and this is the thing that I don't think even a lot of people understand, is revoking Section 230, which it gives
230.
Right, which gives protection to.
They can't do that though. I think they can.
I mean, technically they can, but they're not. First of all, it's never gonna fly. I mean, Facebook. That's just a thing that Trump. It's like people are saying mean things about me on Twitter, so I want to be able to.
And what is the 230? What is the 230 actually?
It gives protection to websites for third-party posted content. So they can't be sued if I put Donald Trump, sucks Jared Kushner's dick on Facebook. He can't sue Facebook for that.
Right.
Okay. And if they reject this, he can.
If yes, basically he can be held liable to some degree. I mean, again,
I thought there was also a thing where he wanted some of those not to rename the army bases for Confederate.
Well, that's in part. That's in the defense.
Budget.
That got over. That his veto got overridden on that.
But even as a veteran, I could give a fuck what that base is called. It does not matter.
Yeah, but I would not have been mad at the original $600 bill to get vetoed. I was like, you know what? If he vetoes that shit, it might be the best thing he ever did. I know you guys don't want to hear this, but did you look into the bill? You can't have a COVID-19 bill and giving all that money to other countries. Make another bill to pass, but that COVID-19 bill does not have to have all that shit in it. 5,000 pages.
I do have issues with all of the money that went overseas, but to an extent. You still have to. Everybody is saying, "Well, we're sending $900 billion overseas." And like, yes, we are, but that has nothing to do with COVID.
The whole bill is $900.
No, I've seen like the meme I've seen posted twice says that like 176 billion is staying here and 700 and some billion is going overseas, and that's not true. It's
ridiculous.
That's not true.
It's not.
The vast majority of it stays here.
Yeah,
I would say a majority, but a lot does go, and a lot of it's some really, really bullshit. Me and Justin looked through it.
I already know what you're talking about. You're talking about the gender studies in Afghanistan.
I don't. Of course, that shouldn't be there, but I'm saying there's like 10 other. I thought that was it. Someone put that one on.
See, here's the thing: is that everybody hollers about it because it's been pointed out. But this is normal stuff that we spend money on. Yes. I'm not saying it's wrong, but if you're looking for,
it's completely normal. That's what we do. That's what the United States fucking Congress does every single day, and they get for what they want. But that's not for this bill. That's not a normal bill.
If you want it to be clean, if you want a clean bill to pass. If that's the requirement in order to get money to the people, then nobody will ever get money.
No.
It doesn't even have to be clean. How about we just send the people to the people in this country for different programs?
Yeah,
I mean, I love the idea. I don't like the idea of tacking on a bunch of unrelated shit, but that's not how it works, unfortunately.
Right. Yes. Foreign relation aid still comes into play. I had a guy ask me yesterday. He was like, so how many people are sending money to the U.S. since we're apparently sending money everywhere else? He stopped me when I got to the B's. I was like, Albania, Austria, Australia. Just there's so many people that send us money as well, but that's not in the news. Like you help your allies. That's what it does. Now, granted, I do not like the fact that the general public is going to get $600 a piece while we're sending money everywhere else for whatever the cause may be. But that's just how it is. That's foreign relations. Like that's
I know, but
You
this
ha-
is not a foreign relations bill. It's a COVID-19.
no, it's not though. It's not. It's not a
It is.
COVID-19.
No, that's what it's supposed to be.
COVID-19 is worked into the yearly budget. Like that's just how it works. Like that's just something else
This
that's
is a-
getting added into the
What is
budget.
What is the name of this bill?
I'd
I'd have to
cash-
look it up.
or something.
Yeah.
Money. I don't know. Anyway, listen.
It's a COVID relief bill.
I'm not saying anybody shouldn't be upset about that, but you also have to be realistic about it too. I mean, the primary thing is getting the money into the hands of the people, and the vast
Yeah.
majority of that money is getting into the hands of the people. If it wasn't coming through on this bill, it would come through on another one that you would never hear about. All that stuff.
No, that's fine.
So-
I don't give a shit if it's on another bill. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But
That's what America does.
That's not how it is. That's not
I
how the
understand
government
foreign
operates.
relations, but this was supposed to be for American relief.
But
Pakistani
you can't-
gender studies.
I agree. The optics
Yeah.
are terrible. They're terrible. However,
That's
However,
crazy,
I don't.
bro.
I mean, I think you go. This sucks, but you know what? At least something's getting done to help the people, and that's
Yeah,
one of my
finally.
favorite expressions is "Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good." And I have people say that if something doesn't work 100% or isn't 100% ideal, then they want to scrap the whole thing. That's not how
Yeah,
No.
I'm saying in reality, we all talk about in reality. In reality, they ain't did shit since April, and they're giving this family $600. That's probably $2,900 in the hole already.
Yeah. For the families that have been impacted, it sucks a lot.
It
It's
really
horrible.
does.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
I am very blessed, and I thank just whoever I need to thank. That
let's do
whoever
this.
I,
I like that.
I don't
Let's-
even know, but
Let's
like
do this. We're gonna go through some stories that probably are unforgetting because how crazy 2020 was.
okay.
Yeah.
You know how it all started out? You remember how this horrible year started out? Could you remember anything bad happening in last January?
I
It
bought a
won't-
house in the middle of
won't-
January, so everything was good for me.
Yeah, that was good, but it didn't come from China. It was from Europe, but
Australian,
The
Right.
fires,
the wildfires.
remember those?
Yep.
vaguely.
Killed like millions of animals. We're like, fuck it. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle say, fuck the royal family, we're out. Straight up.
Yeah.
Never been done before. We don't want to be part of this anymore. See ya.
I love it. I thought that was awesome.
Kobe
What else you
Bryant.
got?
rest
Oh,
in
was that
peace,
this
Kobe.
year? Jesus.
Yeah,
That
Kobe
was
died
this
this year.
It was like right before all that shit. Of course, COVID-19. Believe it or not, the president of the United States was impeached. He was impeached, right?
hmm
Does that count? If Bill Clinton's counts, his counts, right?
Yeah. Well, impeachment is you don't have to be removed to be impeached.
Yeah.
Right. Parasite sweeps the Oscars, the first time a non-American film won or swept the Oscars like that. Never seen it.
Mm-mm.
Your boy,
Me
Harvey Weinstein got his verdict. Guilty. Stock
Sure.
market crashed in 2020.
No,
Did
stock
it-
market's good.
did
It's always
Did
been
it
good.
though? Did it though?
No, stock market has been fantastic. It's been huge.
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 Black Lives Matters protest. George Floyd gets killed. Sparks off Black Lives Matters protest all over the place. King Jong-un's death rumors.
Well, that's already-
that's that more than once.
Yeah, no, that's where he killed his uncle in the airport or some shit.
Oh yeah, that was the year before, I think. I think he's killed his sister. Yeah.
No, his sister tried to kill him.
Oh, that's right.
What? God, I don't even keep up with it.
Even though this is not official till January 7th, Biden becomes Democratic. Oh no, I'm sorry. Biden becomes Democratic presidential nominee.
So why do you feel the need to say even though it's not official before that? Joe
Because-
Biden
Because
Joe Biden
I'm gonna tell
is
you
going
fucking
to
now,
be
bro.
the president.
I'm gonna
That's
tell you
it.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. When I was
Okay.
a young kid, probably my first election. I probably wasn't old enough to vote, but I was kind of interested. I can't remember. And I was interested in, of course, a Democrat won the popular vote, and I was like, oh, they just won the presidency.
Are you saying Gore?
I don't know. I don't think so because I voted in that one. I was like, man, it might have been a Clinton thing, but he said, I said, what do you mean they didn't win? He's like, oh, electoral college, blah 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 blah. So then that happened, and then the Al Gore thing happened, and I was like, oh wait, he won, but 30,000 people voted a different way in a certain county in Florida, so this other guy won. So I was like, fuck the electoral college, fuck the popular vote. It's like the only time it's a real president to me is if they win both, and who does that? None other than
I'll give you the best example.
Hold on. Trump loses to Hillary Clinton. They're like, oh, that's power of the people, and she had more voters than him, and he wins in a landslide in the fucking electoral college. I'm like, I still don't understand this shit. And then Joe Biden does what I have never seen in my lifetime, I don't believe, wins the electoral college, wins the popular vote, and here we fucking are 2 months later, and there's still a possibility somewhere in our Constitution can have a way that the other guy would win.
I'll tell you why that won't work.
America!
So if what everybody is saying, that Mike Pence on January 6th is all of a sudden going to change the results of the election, why would Biden himself had not done the same thing in 2016 when he was the vice president and Trump won? Yeah. If the vice president, being the head of the Senate, was able to just be like, fuck y'all.
Trump has done, trust me, he'll tell you every day, he's done things that nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, because he's
I've learned so much about our political system while he was our president.
Yeah.
More in the last 4 years.
Pence had the ability to just overturn the electoral college votes, Biden would have done the same thing when he was vice president in 2016 when Trump beat Hillary. Like, he just would have been like, no, fuck this. This election was bullshit. It's over. But they can't.
But you gotta have the balls to do that, like Donald J. Trump.
We're not talking about Trump. We're talking about Pence.
No, I know, but Pence is Trump. Come on, man. It's like,
Yeah.
Might as well be.
Man.
Connected to the ass.
It's a crazy ass whirlwind. Like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I sort of enjoy the hysterics of it if it did not affect people's households. Like, where I said earlier, and Scott, you said yourself, like, we were not monetarily affected by this. I am very close with people that were definitely affected by this. Like, when I get this stimulus, if there's a way that I can figure out how to work it out to where, because I'm trying to buy a house. So yes, I need to put money towards my down payment. But if there was a way I could give away my stimulus, I'd have no issues with it. I donate a lot of shit. Like, I'm not trying to be mightier than thou, holier than thou, but like,
sounds like it.
Yeah. Well, fuck you then. Like like, I donate a lot of flag stuff. Like, this is my hobby. Like, and if it will help somebody else, then that's what I will do, because my livelihood has not changed. If anything, it's gotten better.
See if I can pronounce this correctly. Ghislaine Maxwell arrested.
Ghislaine.
Oh, Giselle. Ghislaine Maxwell.
Everybody says it differently. Everybody I know says
it's French. Ghislaine.
Murder hornets arrive in the U.S.
Yeah, that kind of went away pretty fast.
Yeah, it was like a 2 day.
I mean, I saw something about it like a couple of weeks back, but it really, although I do worry about the murder hornets, because I read a book earlier this year called the Beekeeper's Lament, and that sounds kind of nerdy and goofy, and it is.
It is.
But it's entirely about beekeepers and the value that honeybees have actually in food production and stuff like that. Yeah. And they have a hard enough time already without murder hornets.
if honeybees go extinct, that's it. Like shit's
They're
done.
so super important.
They're very important to population
the
of
food
all the
chain.
vegetation. Population of
It's-
vegetation is huge with them.
It's crazy how.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you knew this, G, but I mean, these guys, they move around. It's like like in February they go to like Southern California and they're pollinating almond fields and all this stuff, and I mean they just pack them up and they move them to different places. You know, millions of bees, so that the actual food we eat gets pollinated. All those crops get pollinated. It's wild, and how reliant we are upon them, and how challenging it is to be successful and to even keep the damn things alive. We don't need murder hornets.
Damn, Beirut.
Anyway,
Beirut.
I can't argue that. I got no argument for that. On top of, I just don't like the name murder hornet. I don't want them near me.
You remember the Beirut explosion?
No.
No.
No, you don't remember the Beirut explosion? That shit exploded like it looked like a nuclear bomb.
I got out long before you did.
Kamala Harris chosen as Democratic.
Kamala Harris. Say her fucking name right.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Chosen the
first
African American, first female, first fucking Native American, first
She's not Native American.
He is Indian.
Hawaiian, Samoan, LGBTQ, first time ever.
Why are you like joking with us now?
Didn't she
Kamala Harris, the Indian Native American lady that's vice president?
I think she has some issues with sex or something, right?
No, she probably fucks her husband a lot.
No, I think she, I think she had an affair with somebody.
She did have an affair from her first husband.
Okay.
But she's also it's a biracial marriage. So,
I know the rare one. You see, I mean, I'm from the hood, so I see a lot of black dudes with white girls. Shout out to my sisters, but you barely see the white dude with the black woman. You know?
Yeah.
Well, what does that have anything to do? I've heard so many things about deep throat Harris. I'm like, does that affect her ability to do her? She can suck a dick. Great. Like, I'm not mad at that.
I don't even think we
I don't. If anything, great job. Good job. Like, that has nothing to do. Now, on the flip side, her record as a prosecutor is shit.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
So I'm saying, so she's a horrible prosecutor and she cheated on her husband, so she's a horrible woman. I mean,
well, she'd have to cheat on 2 more husbands in order to
I know we're not. Remember, we don't do this on the show. We don't.
We can't. You can't play devil's advocate that way.
No, you can't do the what about?
I know. I just think it's funny. You're right. You're right. I say that tongue in cheek because you're right. I hate the what about the what about. So I
mean, what if she did come off an ET bus and she was like, "Yo, you want a rich hot dude to grab his cock?" Like, would she ever get elected?
No.
No way, right?
Well, you would like to say no, but it happened.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen. He has a base. She didn't have a base. She didn't even win a freaking primary, did she?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think she won a primary. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just
like when she was like, "Excuse me, Mr. Vice President, but I'm talking."
I'm still a firm believer that of 2 things. One, the Electoral College is an antiquated system. It was done when people were delivering votes on horseback. That shit should be done away with. Gerrymandering is a massive fucking issue right now.
It's one huge. Of the biggest.
It's
probably
huge.
Bigger than the Electoral College.
Yes, you can manufacture votes with gerrymandering.
Well, let's talk about the Electoral College.
Let's talk about it.
I think
let's talk.
I think it's, I'm generally speaking, I would probably agree with you that we need to do away with it. On the other hand, So here's the issue that I have with electoral college. It gives way too much power to a bunch of flyover states who don't represent my values, right?
Correct.
So Wyoming, or Montana, which has like 400,000 people, has way more. Their individual votes are worth more than ours because of the number of electors.
They've got 13 votes for 400,000 people, whereas Maryland's got 1 million people and has 3.
Right.
I'm guessing.
Anyway, well, no, I mean, it's not quite that skewed, but the point is that on a electoral vote per capita basis, they, generally speaking, their votes count for more, and I don't agree with that. On the other hand, if we do away with electoral college and we just go with the popular vote, then all of those people will have no say in the government, and it'll all be the coastals. Which, again, generally speaking, on the one hand, all of those people on the coast who generally are going to represent my viewpoint, I would like that very much. And I think that if you have to drag some people kicking and screaming into a better government, a government that's better for them, that's fine. But from a philosophical perspective, it doesn't seem right to disenfranchise all those people either.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
that way around that as well.
All right, let's hear it, TJ.
The 2-party system is fucked. Like if you have an option of one of 2 people, and that's just going to be the base wherever you stand, it's ridiculous. Like the fact that we can predict right now. Let's just say right now, Biden is going to win. Well, he has won. Biden is going to be the president.
Did he though?
It's going to happen. It is what it is. Okay. So now we already hold the House. I say we, the Democrats already hold the House. I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican. I've got views on both sides. So the runoff races in Georgia are going to
hang out on the fence, and when it's real convenient for you. That's what I got told on Facebook yesterday, that I was a fence sitter, some shit.
Whoever told you that, fuck them.
Right.
Fuck them. It is what it is.
Trying to get him to come on the podcast.
But so the Georgia runoff races are probably, as of right now, if I was to guess, which I guess the election dead on as far as electoral votes, I think that Ossoff is going to win, and I think whoever the fucking other person is going to win. I think that's going to be blue. I do not agree with the executive branch being blue or red, the Senate being blue or red, and the House being blue or red.
I think Georgia's going to go Democrat, but I want it to go Republican.
I think it's going to go
total power. Scott does. He's over there licking his lip. He wants that total power.
So here's where I'm at. I do not agree with all 3 branches having total power of one side, but that will only happen with 2 parties.
Well, you still
I don't want, as much as I would love for Mitch McConnell to have no fucking say at all anymore, I do not want the Democratic Party to have complete control.
Well, they won't have control of the Supreme Court. So that's important.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get what you're saying here.
But the president can load the courts. That we've already done that. So Biden can do the same thing.
He has to.
Not easily.
Somebody got to die.
No, well, all right.
Has anything been easy the past 4 years?
Let me back up. G is right. Unless they take the drastic step of adding justices to the court, there's no way.
But how's that drastic, though? How is that drastic?
Because it's never been. Well, it hasn't been done.
A lot of shit's never been done before.
Well, I'm not saying. Well, but you think Joe Biden is the guy who's going to do that? I don't know.
I do not.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that historically, I mean, it's been. I don't know how long we've been set at 9 justices, but I know that FDR talked about it at one point and was dissuaded from packing the court. So we're talking about a good 80 years.
That's why I told you when Trump was doing this, he was getting real young Supreme Justices too. So now it's going to be. That was my next topic. Was
here's the and while I appreciate that you don't want to have one party with too much power, and this is part of the problem with the 2-party system, is that if one side doesn't hold the both houses of Congress and the presidency, then you have gridlock. Nothing gets done. Nothing gets done, and that's not good. But saying we need more than two parties is easy. Actually making it happen is a lot harder.
That's true.
And because I think that it would naturally, you could try to create other parties, but first of all, Republican Party and the Democratic Party are entities with a lot of power and a lot of resources. So now you'd have to create a third, fourth, however many parties, and bring them up to the same power level.
Right. You got to build a base.
But what would likely happen is that eventually they would combine back down to two parties.
Yeah.
That is the likelihood. I think that that's as shitty as it is, it's the way that things would naturally move anyway. So, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of answers there. I wish I had more knowledge and information about it. But there are issues with two parties, and there are issues with multiple parties, and there's no simple answers.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, but you guys are still gonna go, and you can talk about just please explain to me why Ruth Bader Ginsburg was such a big deal. Go.
Aside from her being female justice,
first one ever.
I don't think she was the first one, was she?
No, I don't think. No, she wasn't the
Sandra
first.
Day O'Connor. Was that? No, I can't remember who. No, that was the astronaut lady, wasn't it?
I can look it up.
But they act like this lady is a gangster. Like I never seen anything like it.
She kept going. She had a lot of health issues, and she just kept on kicking. But I don't know. I don't know enough about her rulings or things like that. I just know that she was.
Sandra Day O'Connor was the first.
Okay.
Yeah. That sounded familiar.
I think the reason that Ruth was so big is that she got started in a time where it was very, very conservative, and she held the line for as long as she could on certain things. But I don't think, the Supreme Court, yes, does have obviously like a shit ton of power, but this election actually has shown a lot that they're not going to get involved in things that do not pertain to them. I think I could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
They've shown restraint so far with all of this, which I think is good.
Yeah.
But there also was a less conservative court, arguably a less conservative court that passed that ruled in favor of Citizens United, and that fucked things. So I think they can still do damage. I just
well, they can
absolutely, but I really don't know. It just depends on how activist they want to be in their political leanings. So
that's
far,
the thing.
I'm okay.
That's the thing that I have is that I don't think that they're, at least as of right now, what's been shown is that they don't take quote unquote activist sides. Right. I think they're actually doing their job as of right now.
So far, yeah, I will agree with you there, which is actually kind of surprising.
I was shocked when the first one was like, yeah, we have no desire to even look at this. I was like, okay, I was not expecting that. I think it was Michigan, Wisconsin, one of them.
Yeah, one of them.
They're like, we have no desire to even look at this. You have not proven shit, and
right, we're not.
I was very, very surprised because I was semi-concerned that being an extremely lopsided conservative seating, and that even sounds shitty. Like, I don't even have a problem with being a conservative spot. I don't have a problem with that, but your job is to be biased. Like, your job is to not have any side on any political views, nothing. Your job as the Supreme Court justice is to go word for word the letter of the law.
Wait. Not biased, right?
Not biased. I'm sorry.
No, I agree with you. But I guess the thing that made me nervous was that
But humans are flawed.
Well, that's true, but there's so many other governmental positions that are not supposed to be politically based that over the past 4 years have shown to be. For example, the Attorney General.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I got to get my daughter's pillow out the car, so I'll be right back.
Yeah. But that's been, that was probably one of the things that caused me to be a bit wary about what the Supreme Court was going to do, because historically there are other government positions that are not supposed to be political either.
But they are.
They are, but I mean,
especially when half of them are appointed by the president. So they're gonna find their guy, like an AG, right?
Yeah. Well, but again, they're appointed and they're supposed to be independent. That's the whole thing. They're appointed to be independent. William Barr. I think he came through at the end because he could have put together a friggin' special counsel for Trump's friggin' election. Yeah, I can't really understand that move.
I was shocked. I was actually, because he was going out anyway. So I figured.
Yeah, I mean, usually I can figure these things out. What are their motivations? What are the moves that they're making? That one I didn't. I mean, he was just going to get. I don't know. I have no idea why he decided to do that. Unless he has other political ambitions of his own, or he has some idea that he might leave some sort of legacy, which doesn't seem right. I mean, his only legacy is he's a fucked up, crooked, prick. But
wasn't that like the second or third time he was AG?
Second time. He was Bush Senior's, I think.
Oh wow.
AG.
Cool. So Pat, keep the next topic. Let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Trump gets COVID. Are we shocked? I mean,
how honest do I want to be with you on that?
So are you going deep on me? Like maybe he didn't have it?
No.
Are you one of those?
No. I'm sure he had it. And let me tell you something. That was the best day I had in a while. When I woke up to that news, I'm not kidding you. It put me in a good mood all day.
Dude, Scott, you do not mean that. That's a 74-year-old man. He's literally the people that die from it. If he was black or Mexican, it would be a little bit worse.
And if he hadn't been such a prick and such an egotistical asshole and been so concerned about getting reelected and actually done the job of managing this thing properly, hundreds of thousands of fewer people would be dead right now. So are
you convinced of that?
Yes, 100%.
But he shut down travel to China back in January.
I know you're playing devil's advocate here.
No, it's my whole football aspect. It's like you run the opening kickoff off for a touchdown, and then you lose 51-7. So yeah, you scored the first touchdown, but
let me just put it. Here's the thing: you can look at every other country in the world, every other advanced country in the world, with the exception of Sweden, and you can see that by handling things differently, they have suffered less.
Yeah,
there's been a lot less death, lot fewer cases, a lot less death per capita. By any reasonable measure, they have succeeded far beyond what we did. So yes, I sincerely believe there hundreds of thousands of fewer deaths.
Isn't there a little bit that to do with that we have a higher population in a lot of those countries too?
I'm talking about a percentage, but as a percentage,
like New York City New York City took it rough. They live right on top of each other. I mean, you weren't gonna.
Yeah, but them. I mean, look at South Korea. I mean, I always point to South Korea. They got the first confirmed case of COVID the same day as the United States. They're opened up. Everything's great there.
I know. I saw something yesterday. Wuhan was having in the city of Wuhan. They were completely having a big party and stuff.
China's probably a bad thing to compare us to as far as how they do things. They obviously were more successful, but then again, they are a real dictatorship and a real fascist regime. So they have a lot more control over their people. But had it just been handled in
that was my second point.
South Korea is a democracy, and so if we want to compare ourselves to somebody, look at that and see how successful they were. We definitely could have done better. So yes, I was gleeful to hear that Trump. Literally, it made my day. I was having a rough week, and it all turned around that day. So
That is crazy. Well, we'll move on. You probably know a lot about this. We actually had a podcast about this, but Eddie Van Halen.
oh shit,
Oh,
too
I don't know
young.
if you guys. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the podcast, but that guitar right there, Chris ordered it, and it came in, and it's on our YouTube page.
Oh,
Who cares?
yeah.
Check it out. Who cares podcast? He has the unboxing. I think it came on Halloween. He ordered that guitar.
Yeah, I
Here,
saw
that guitar?
He has that guitar. Yeah. I mean, obviously not that guitar, but that
Oh,
guitar.
I was going to say, why am I doing one?
Yeah, it's on our YouTube page.
I'm not seeing live video, by the way, guys. I don't know if it's my phone or what. I don't know if y'all
Oh,
can
you're
see
not
me.
seeing pictures?
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, really? Oh, well,
Yeah.
maybe you can come back and see it. It's a picture of Eddie Van Halen. All right. And the next one is we've kind of already talked about it. Joe Biden becomes president-elect, or has he?
That is your president, Joe Biden.
God, look how old that dude looks.
They're all
Yeah.
fucking old.
I know. Old
I've,
white guys. Alex Trebek. We even had a podcast about that. Check it out with Marcy. She
Yep.
was on a show with him. She had met him. She's been on Jeopardy. She's awesome. I think it's Who Cares Podcast episode maybe 29 or so. Did you grow up watching Jeopardy, guys?
Yeah.
I didn't really grow up watching it, but I've watched it a lot as an adult. I dig. Although, you know what? This is what kind of a person I am. I won't watch it by myself.
Oh no,
Wow.
because you gotta be smarter than somebody.
That's right. I got to show it off. It's no
Yeah,
big
'cause
deal.
it's like my wife thinks I'm weird because I'm like that with comedy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's funny if it's just me in the room watching it. I don't like to watch stand up by myself. She thinks I'm crazy, but
Shoot, I can't get my wife to watch stand up with me.
there you
She
go.
doesn't like it. She
Oh,
won't watch
Frankie.
it with me.
Frankie,
Who's
loves-
the best stand up right now?
oof
It's too hard to say who's the best because there's
right
different-
now?
it's really hard to compare
Well,
them. I think
it depends what you're comparing. First of all, I mean, if you're talking about sales, then of course it's probably Kevin Hart or somebody. But
Yeah, who's the funniest motherfucker right now?
oh man,
I still like Kevin Hart.
I like him, but I don't think he's the funniest. I saw his latest special.
Nah,
and
I
it was
mean,
okay. I
yeah.
think honestly, I think that one of the guys who's been the most consistently funny, very white bread dude though, is John Mulaney. But
Yeah.
what the guy that I like the most right now as a comedian beyond, and I guess this goes beyond him being a comedian because his commentary is fucking sharp, is Chappelle.
oh god. Well, I mean, I didn't think we were talking. I always Chappelle's on his own.
Yeah, I mean it goes beyond just him being a comedian. It's the
Yeah.
It's hard
social
to say
commentary that
right
comes
now
with it.
because none of them are performing right now. A lot of them are
Right.
just doing podcasts. But
That's tricky.
Bill Burr.
I would agree with Chappelle. My only issue, and it sounds horrible. It sounds really bad. I was not a fan of the one that he named after George Floyd, the time
The
limit.
8:46. Yeah.
Yeah.
that
My-
Well, it
was-
wasn't funny. I don't know
but-
that it was intended to be funny.
Yeah.
Right. That my only issue is that he's so ingrained in politics now, but he has to be. I mean, he's gone through shit that he had nothing to do with. I mean,
Yeah.
Chappelle's show got canceled because he was too funny and too abstract. But as far as comedic genius, yeah, he's top of the
I
list.
think
Yeah.
I like that. Here's the thing. I like that he did that 8:46 because it
I
didn't
feel like
have
he's
to be
doing
funny.
he's doing
It was
what he
like-
has to do right now.
Right. It was like I don't know how to process this, and the
Yeah.
best way I've been able to process things is in front of people.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't count
Yeah,
that
I
as
just
one
think
of his
that's great.
stand-ups.
No,
And it's
no.
something he felt that he had to do. I
Right.
don't know if
Yeah.
he's very political, but he was in that for sure. But
I mean, he
yeah.
got fucked. He got fucked really hard with the Chappelle show. He left for a minute and then he came back and he knew that he had a voice.
Do you
So,
know
I mean,
that? Do you know that I went to one of his first live shows after he got back from Africa
No.
Really?
in
Oh, that's
Richmond?
cool.
In Richmond, it
No
was
shit.
the what was it called down there before the El Tria Theater? The mosque or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where it was. And it was, he basically, it was no jokes, no bits. He got up there, he smoked about a pack of cigarettes, and he told us the story of
That's dope. I'd have paid for that.
It was so awesome, dude. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like I can't remember a joke from that set. Like he just brought us inside his mind of why he did what he did for the show and why he went all the time he spent in Africa. He went through it like day by day. It was pretty awesome. But it wasn't comedy. He's a good storyteller.
You threw Bill Burr out there in the mix, and yeah,
Bill Burr is great.
Yeah.
He's been pretty consistently awesome too.
He like he not only makes me laugh, bro. Like Bert Kreischer just makes me fall out laugh. He's just goofy.
See, I don't like Kreischer. I don't like him.
Oh, Kreischer is awesome.
Oh, but you know what? Did you see his show on Netflix?
The Cabin. Oh my god.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That, you know what? I hadn't been a Kreischer fan before that. That made me a fan. I liked him.
Yeah, he's great.
He was,
but he's more like, you know, I got my shirt off. I'm funny. You know.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't know. More theatrical, I guess. But yeah, Bill Burr will be like, I'll listen to one of his sets, and it'll be like, he'll make me like think a whole nother way about some shit I never really thought about that way. You know, it's just like, I don't know. It's more than just comedy. But nobody's doing nothing right now, so it's hard to say who's the funniest right now, who's the hottest right now.
Fair enough. All right, well then I got something that is going right now, and I'm curious what y'all say because it affects me.
All right.
With this whole pandemic thing, everybody's been at home more often than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all seen any of the good, like, apocalypse or end of the world TV series that are out right now? Because there's some nasty ones.
No, like what?
So there's a Stephen King book, The Stand, and they remixed that. It's on, I don't know, whatever the fuck it's on, Netflix, CBS, whatever.
I was gonna say that's from like the 80s or something, right?
Yeah, well, it's a Stephen King book, but it's really good the way they redid it. It's about a virus that hits, and certain people are immune and they're making it, and other people are just going batshit crazy.
Yeah, there was one that came out on Netflix right when this shit hit. I want to say it's called not Parasite, Pandemic, I think.
Yeah, it might have been Pandemic.
And they had to build a wall, like he turned into a fucking zombie. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Like, this is bad, but could you imagine if this was like zombie shit bad? Like, you got this shit and you had 12 hours to get healed, or you fucking start eating motherfuckers. That's when we really need to start worried.
Yo, that's why you can't get ammo now. I finally got a hookup yesterday on some ammo. So
really?
I'm happy. I'm happy now.
I did not know that.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. You're back.
Oh, there he is. If y'all have not seen Greenland, Greenland is good.
Scott, your mic is muted. So the next topic is COVID-19 vaccine.
Get it.
So you're gonna get it?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. This is my thing. Walgreens calls you tomorrow. Walgreens says, "Hey, be here 2 p.m. tomorrow. We got your appointment set. Are you getting the vaccine tomorrow at 2 p.m.?"
So here's the issue that I have with it is that I'm probably going to end up being one of the next ones in line to get it because I work for the public schools. Yeah. So if my job is in jeopardy, yeah, I'm going to get it. I don't have any issues with the vaccine. They're not going to, Pfizer, Moderna, they're not going to put some shit out there from political influence that's going to potentially hurt their investors. I will get the fucking vaccine. Like, now, do I want my kids to get it? That's different. I don't know.
Kids can't get it yet.
Yeah, well, they can. But we just got an email through the public school system since teachers are going to be on next in line. Even though I'm not a teacher, I have to go to schools.
Yeah. Hey,
every now and then.
TJ, hold on one second. Scott, your mic is muted on your end. I can't unmute it. But yeah, I mean,
Am I unmuted?
yeah, no,
Yes.
you're good.
Can you hear
You're
me?
good.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
Scott,
get
you getting it tomorrow at 2 p.m.?
Yeah, I've been keeping up with it. My original statement was, I'll absolutely take it when it gets to be my turn, because then I won't be the guinea pig. There still will have been millions of people who've gotten it before me, but there have been a lot of people who've gotten it, and I keep on top of it. And there's been it seems like there's been a very small handful of severe allergic reactions, but other than that,
That's every
everything's
vaccine.
cool. Right.
Yeah,
So
it's every vaccine.
I'm not concerned with it. I'm getting it, and I'll be glad to get it.
So let me ask you this, because I had a massive conversation with a guy 2 days ago about this. When airlines start requiring that you have a proof of vaccine to fly, is that a problem?
Nope, that's their business.
Yeah, I mean, it's a private business.
Is it unconstitutional?
No, because you don't have to ride that plane.
It's a private business, right? Fucking drive.
Well, this is one of the times where I was proven wrong. My response was
only once.
I said one of, not
right.
the one. I said one
Right,
of.
what was your position?
So my position is, I have no issues with the airlines. My wife is Mexican. Her entire family is on the West Coast. So every other year we do a Christmas here, we do a Christmas there. Because of the pandemic, this was our year to go there. We did not. And people are like, well, it's unconstitutional for you to make me prove I got a vaccine to fly, which is what the airlines are moving towards. I was like, no, it's not. You don't have the freedom, the constitutional freedom to travel.
Right.
But you do.
I mean,
It was like a 1978 court case. The guy, he sent me the link. I read it. I was wrong. You do have a constitutional right to travel. But my rebuttal was, prior to that, if you needed a passport to travel to a different country, did anybody have any pushback then? So it's up to the private industry, the way I look at it. If a private company, like if I'm an Uber driver and I say, hey, I need to know you've gotten your vaccine to drive you, you can be like, well, fuck you. And I'm like, all right, cool, I'm out. Go with somebody else.
Same thing.
But you do have a constitutional right. I'll have to send you the link.
To travel or to air travel?
Well, it just says travel.
Right, travel. Get on a fucking horse,
Exactly.
But they're requiring you to wear masks right now. That is a requirement. Is that of course there are some people who think that's unconstitutional too. Like I said, fucking take a Greyhound then, you know what?
The Greyhound's gonna make you wear the mask too.
No, whatever. Fucking buy a bicycle. I don't know what to tell you.
The problem is nobody's making you wear a mask. That's the issue. In my opinion, and this is a very unpopular opinion where I'm at, I think if you leave your fucking house and you're going to be around other people, you need to wear a mask. And I have gotten into knockdown dragouts with family members. They're like, well, fuck you, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm like, well, then don't come to my goddamn house. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
so if you invited people over to your house, let's say 10 people.
Like 2 days ago when you came to my house?
Yeah, I didn't have a mask on.
And you did not. My family
I had a mask around my neck.
I am.
You don't trust your family.
I'm observant enough to where if I did not think that you were doing everything you could to protect yourself and your own family.
No, I didn't even think about that. I
wouldn't have let you in my house.
I stayed on your porch and then you invited me in. But now you bring it up, I didn't think about it. I think about it when I walk into 7-Eleven because like Scott,
I think about it.
Maybe they're not making you wear it, but they say you got to wear a mask to come in each store. So you put your mask on. But when I go into someone's house, I usually have it on because I go to customers' houses.
The few times that I've seen you out and about in public, you have been, from what I can observe, responsible.
Yeah.
And that's about all I can ask. I don't know what you do at home.
Yeah,
I don't know anybody does at home.
We ran into you at Fastmart.
Yeah.
I had a mask. We didn't even recognize each other.
No. And based off of that, I can only assume that you're doing your part. Now, I'm not naive to the fact that the numbers are very low as far as fatality. But when I have kids, 1%, 2%, that's not enough for me to gamble with.
And it's even less for the kids, actually.
Yeah, but I'm still educated enough to know.
And we don't know the long-term effects.
We don't.
You don't know the long-term
Everybody's like,
effects.
oh, you just get
And
it.
I don't think,
We don't.
yeah.
It's a cold.
What's the, even short-term effects? I mean, who
Yeah.
wants to go through what? So what if it doesn't kill 99 out of 100 people? How many of those people are seriously ill, have tens of thousands of dollars of hospital bills, ended up being in the hospital,
Yeah.
intensive care,
Exactly.
can't breathe right for
I'm saying
months?
that
Exactly.
my wife works in the industry, and she's telling me now, just stand the fuck by, because there's going to be all kinds of alternative problems later with these people that get it and recover.
Yeah.
They're
If
going to have
you-
pre-existing conditions for the rest of their life.
If you were the type of individual that was online being like, fuck this, it's a hoax, it's bullshit, I'm not going to wear a mask, you're not getting in my house. But I know that you're a few things. One, I don't know you like that. I've known you for like a year, but I know you're responsible. You're a dad, you're a husband, and you follow the guidelines to the best of your ability.
I'm a
That
fucking
being said,
great lover too. I'm a great lover.
I've heard that. Your wife told me, but it was in a
it's
different
rumored.
atmosphere. She said you were better than me. That's all. So kudos to that. But I would never have invited you into my house if I thought that you were an irresponsible individual. That being said, like, you can never know what somebody does on their own time. And to be honest, I'm not that concerned. Here's where I stand on this whole coronavirus.
Uh-oh.
Do I think it's very serious? Yes. Do I think it is one of the worst things this country's ever had? Yes. Do I think that the 350,000 deaths are overinflated? Yes. I do.
But you don't really think that every motorcycle accident that happened in the nation and the person had COVID in their system that
No.
they market for COVID.
No,
right?
I do not think that. Now that does not detract me from the point of.
You don't think that the flu deaths are way down because they're calling all the flu deaths COVID deaths?
Also a very big issue, and that's a problem.
I think the flu deaths are down because we're all wearing fucking masks. Personally,
All right, here comes the devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Using data, actual numbers, you can compare the actual mortality rate in this country.
That hasn't come out yet, though.
Wait a minute, just hold still. The mortality rate from all causes from year to year is very predictable. And so what we know is that the mortality rate is up this year for all causes considerably.
Yes.
And that doesn't happen without without something.
A catalyst.
Right, a catalyst. Thank you. So the high likelihood, and they've said this for years, for months and months, is that we're undercounting the deaths. Yes, there are going to be some mistakes. You're dealing with very large numbers here. There are going to be some mistakes where people are saying, well, COVID was the cause of death or what have you. But maybe it's a contributing factor. But there's also the likelihood is we're undercounting more than we're mistakenly counting for. That there are people who are dying without this, that died early on without being tested.
So
or who got false negatives or things like that. So I'm willing to concede that they cancel each other out.
Yeah.
The overcounting and the undercounting count each other out. But we know for a fact that the mortality rate in this country has gone up considerably. And the only variable that's been introduced into this year over year is COVID.
It is COVID. So the first week of February every year is when the quote unquote presumable death rate factor is also brought in. So every year, I don't know why it's in February. I guess that's just when they tabulate everything. They have an estimate every year of how many people they expect to die for any reason in the United States, whether it's old age, cancer, AIDS, things like that. They've been around for a while. They can guesstimate. Right. So if they say we expect in 2020, so this would have been 2020 in February, we expect 500,000 people to die for whatever reason. And then COVID hits and we're like, all right, well, now we're at 335,000 COVID deaths. When the following year rolls around, that's when they compare the two and they say, okay, we were expecting, 500 was a bad example. It's way lower than that.
Right. But if it's 335,000 COVID deaths, they'll see 835,000 deaths total.
So if they say we were expecting 100,000 people to die this year, but 350,000 died, okay, now we have a baseline to work with.
Right.
But even then, that number is still really fucking high. Like it's.
It's millions of people, tens of millions of people have it.
1% of 333 million people is still a really big fucking number.
I agree.
So, I mean, it's tricky. Like, I do not think that the 360,000 that, or whatever it is that everybody's saying, I do not think that all of those died from COVID.
How do I answer this meme? So you tell me for the last 40 years they've been working on an AIDS vaccine. You tell me for 7 years.
I'm done with this. I'm done with AIDS.
I'm a common cold. They don't even have a vaccine for the fucking common cold. And you're expecting me after 4 months of a COVID vaccine that I'm going to take it? No, screw you.
The reason they do not have a vaccine for AIDS is because HIV is the virus. That's kind of how it's a coronavirus. AIDS is the disease that comes after HIV.
All right, let's go with HIV then. Why is there no vaccine for HIV yet?
Quit fucking dirty people.
My argument to that meme was you don't go to 7-Eleven and someone sneezes and you get
it. You're not going to catch HIV from a cough.
If you did get HIV by a sneeze, they probably would have a vaccine by now. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not. You know what? I wouldn't even engage with those people. I'm like, don't take it.
Yeah.
No skin off my nose. Don't take it.
The other issue I have with
it is skin off your nose because you know as well as I do, you have to have a minimum of 55% of the
90.
Not
90.
No, not 90.
Yeah.
To get 90%, you need at least 55%.
No,
90% of the population has to be. You have to get to 90% to have herd immunity.
We'll never get there.
Yeah.
No, we won't. But no, you know what? At that point, I'm just not even going to bother with them. But here's something interesting. You want to know something interesting? The vaccine existed before the first case hit the United States.
Thank you. They've been working on this bitch for 17 years.
It's a SARS vaccine.
Yes.
Well, but there are. This is really cool. It was a really cool article that said that we have the ability to develop vaccines for every possible variation of coronavirus.
Yes.
Ones that don't even exist yet. Every mutation that can exist.
Yeah.
We can create in advance vaccines for this. And the reason that we had the vaccine before the virus got here was because of that Chinese guy who did the
it's the mRNA virus, the technology.
Well, he had whatever it was, the genetic coding of it, released all of that. So we were able to, without actually having the virus, we were able to develop the vaccine prior to it even being here, without actually having the virus.
Yes.
But we can do that with every mutation for a handful of billions of dollars, like $3 or $4 billion. We could invest in coming up with basically the recipe, the formula for the vaccine for
But it
every
doesn't matter
possible.
if they don't take it.
Well, I know, but the point is that we can.
Well, then you get into
that we
mandatory
can talk about.
vaccinations.
Well, I'm not even getting into that. What I'm saying is, this was a historically fast amount of time to get a vaccine, a working vaccine, into the public. We could do it faster in the future if we develop them in advance. That's what I'm saying.
The issue I have is that it was not. Yes, it was historically fast, but they've been working on mRNA vaccines for COVID viruses for decades now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just you
That's
only
what my
have to
wife said.
change.
She said if it wasn't related to the other ones, then we'd be 5-6 years out.
Yeah, but I mean, and we've already got this mutated strain in like 3 states now. But like everybody's like, well, how did we come up with this vaccine all of a sudden in 9 months? Well, we didn't. They've been working on this for decades.
Wait a minute. I thought it was Operation Super Fast Vaccine or something.
No, it's warp speed, super warp speed. It was huge. It was super huge.
I get I get the
I'm
warp
not-
speed thing confused with the what was the Space Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that I don't even pretend. I'm very knowledgeable in a lot of things, even though I look like a hick. I don't even want to think about the amount of stress that these doctors go through. Like Dr. What's her name? Hicks. She quit. She's like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm done. Burks, yeah.
Burks quit.
She's out. She's like, I'm done.
No.
Dr. Fauci, as much shit as he catches and as much praise as he gets from progressives, however you want to call it, I would not want the amount of stress that motherfucker has been through since February of last year.
What cracks me up about him is they're like, he can't even make up his mind. First, he said we didn't need masks.
Yeah,
he said that shit on February 13th.
But you're going day by day, and this thing is rapidly changing. He's like,
exactly.
I saw an interview.
You don't have perfect information.
No,
that's the whole thing. But people just want to have any excuse.
But if you
educated guess,
I can remember. You play the rest of the quote. He says, "Don't rush out and buy up all the masks because we're gonna need them for the first
right."
time.
And everybody's like, "Well, he said we need to wear a mask. Now he says we don't." And I'm like, if I was him, or if he was me, I'd have been like, "Look, do what the fuck you want. I'm doing I really wish he would go on the news, any news channel. I don't care which one it is, and be like, look, I'm doing everything I fucking can. Everything I can. Like I am trying to figure out how to fix this fucking disease, and none of y'all are going to be happy with it.
Bill Gates owned the vaccine, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, Bill Gates owns it. Yeah. I honestly wish that Fauci would have gotten to the breaking point where he's like, you know what? Fuck you. Take it. Don't take it. I don't care. I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah, but you gotta give Trump some credit because he said it would be gone by.
I don't gotta give credit for shit, but
he said it would be gone by Easter and the churches will be packed full, and we're not even close to April yet, so he still has a shot.
This is true. This is true. We're not even close to Easter yet.
1 year later.
Yeah.
This is true. I know it's serious. Do I think it's as bad as any of the networks are saying? No. Is it serious enough to where I don't want to fuck with my family with it? Absolutely. I got babies.
They're not babies.
I you know what? My dad, both my parents had it. My dad was in the hospital for 2 weeks. We had a Zoom meeting with the family to determine how to proceed should he be at death's door. That's how serious it was in my family, and I don't fucking much care for it. So, I have a problem with people who are dismissive of it. However, at some point you just got to go, you know what?
It's my body.
Fucking Darwin. It's Darwinism. If you don't want to believe experts, if you want to be an anti-intellectual doofus, you know what? It only bothers me as long as it affects me. If I can get the vaccine, then you know what? Fucking get it all day long. Get COVID all day long. You
Yeah.
get COVID all day fucking
COVID,
long.
bitch.
Yep.
You get COVID, bitch.
I just can't. I can't. I can't even.
So this is, I sort of have the same story. It's pretty quick. My parents divorced when I was a kid. My dad lives with,
Shocking.
don't do it.
I'm
If I get
divorced
the
too.
who cares cutout, I'm out.
No, we're not. Who cares? Let's talk about it, baby.
So my parents divorced when I was a kid, whatever. My dad lives with his mom to help her out. She's older. He is very, it's whatever. I don't give a shit, going out, doing whatever. They both got COVID. My dad, quote unquote, said, I took 2 shits and it was gone. Whereas,
I like that one.
whereas his mom, my grandma, was in the hospital for a week. She's 80 years old. My mom's side, my mom is also very anti-mask. Like, I'm not wearing a mask fucking nowhere. Her husband, my stepdad, who's a great
Is her
dude.
name Karen?
No, she should be. No, she's awesome. But we have very differing views on a lot of things. Her husband, my stepdad, who's a great dude, he was in intensive care for 3 months with COVID.
Damn.
And I wanted to see them on Christmas, but I was like, look, we got to be outside because I know y'all are healthy now, but I'm not trying to bring nothing to your house.
Dude, after he went to the hospital and got
After
out,
he was out, he had been out for a few weeks, and they were like, you got to come over. I was like, look, we'll come over because I want to see you and I want the grandbabies to see you.
But does he wear a mask now?
Well, we were outside with masks. We were outside in the front yard. But listening to him, knowing that my mom is very anti-mask, she's like, to this day, she's like, I'm not wearing a mask fucking nowhere, so that's why I just don't leave the house. And
Even after her husband was in the hospital.
And he was sitting right beside her and just talking with him. I mean, they're all on the same page. Like, she just doesn't go anywhere. She's respectful to the point
You
where
know
she's
what?
like,
That's okay with me. You don't want
Yeah,
to wear
and-
the mask? Don't leave the house.
Yep.
It's fine. That's
Yep.
okay.
yep. And she's like, I don't believe in it, so I don't leave the house. And listening to him, like I said, he was in ICU on a ventilator for 3 months. And he was
Damn.
like, I thought I was going to die every single day. And this is an Army veteran. Like, he's no joke. He's a bad dude. And he's like, I thought I was going to die every day. He's like, they were like walking by the room being like, they told me we can't do anything else for you except hope you're okay. And even to this day, after 3 months in the ICU, he's on oxygen at his house. He's like, I would not work. And he's uber Trump, like super Trump. They both are. And he's like, I would not wish this fucking disease on a sick, dying dog.
Except Scott does. Scott got excited. You missed it when you stepped away. Scott said it was one of the best times of his life when he found out that
It was a great fucking day.
COVID.
With what?
When
What I miss?
Trump got COVID.
I woke up that
I mean,
morning and
yeah.
my wife told me that Trump had COVID.
Yeah.
It was a great fucking day.
Yeah.
I
was in such a good mood all day.
I did run from one side of the house to my wife to where my wife was, all the way over to the other side. I
Hey,
was like, no,
are
this
you-
motherfucker got COVID. He got COVID.
Hey, Thomas, are you hearing the explosions outside right now?
Yeah.
Oh, you do hear them too?
Fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, no, but like I said, he's an uber Trumper, like super Trumper, and he's like, this is real. This is no joke. He's like, I almost died for 3 months, and I would not wish this on nobody.
Yeah, you hear that statement, and then there's people that literally get it, don't even know they have it. Literally,
I don't know what's
never
going on in Florida. I don't know how Florida is still a state right now.
Oh my god, Florida drives me crazy.
How are they not all dead? If you're not on TikTok, download TikTok and just look up Florida. These motherfuckers are going nuts.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know how. I mean, it just seems like we could saw them off and push them out into the ocean.
It's so funny you say that because when I was a kid, I told my dad I wanted to live in Florida or California. He said, why? He said, by the time you're an adult, global warming, all this stuff. California won't exist, and neither will Florida. And here we fucking are, and
Yeah.
they still exist. And that's Bert Kreischer. He's from Florida.
Yeah, I'm not even going to argue. Like, my last 2 duty stations were in Florida. I loved it. I was in Eglin and Fort Walton Beach. I loved it. But I'm like,
Fort Walton Beach is awesome.
yes, sir. But I was like, you motherfuckers are nuts now.
I was in Pensacola, and that was some of the craziest shit I ever seen in my life, boy.
Where were you at in Pensacola?
We're on the naval base, right after
Which
boot
one?
camp. Well, it doesn't exist anymore. It was brand new when I went there. I was the first
COVID
person.
knocked it out. Took out the whole
You
goddamn
old
base.
motherfucker.
No, a fucking hurricane knocked it out like 10 years ago. I
I was at that base 10 years ago. I was in
NSA Pensacola, I think. It was called.
I was in Eglin when that hurricane came through. And
Killed
they were
that
like-
whole
they were
base.
like, yeah, no, y'all got to evacuate. I was like, where am I going to go? My family's in Virginia. They were like, all right, well, stick around, see what happens.
Damn.
But
I think we covered almost everything. There was a couple more little ones like Chad Boseman's death or Chadwick Boseman's death.
Yeah, that sucked.
that sucked.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan
Well, I'll tell you what. Did you ever see?
Of what?
of Chad Boseman.
You don't like
And
Black
you-
Panther?
Black Panther was awful, but
I didn't. Well, all
to
right. Let
be
me.
fair, to be fair,
I didn't make it through Black
to be fair,
Panther.
I don't like any of that shit. I didn't.
Did you make it through the new Wonder Woman? Because that was straight garbage.
I don't.
I've heard that was garbage.
I don't do comic books, bro. I've never seen any of the Star Wars. People make fun of me all the time. They say I'm not American, but
Fair
my
enough.
friend, my best friend, he lived next door to me. He was super into comics. He's into all that shit. I was at the playground trying to get with the girly girls. You know what I'm saying? I never had time for comic books. I played video games, but so to be fair, I don't even mess with comic book shit.
All right. Fair
But
enough.
I was very disappointed in Black Panther just because of all the hype. I
All
thought,
right. Well, 2
Yeah.
more movies. Did you see the one?
The
42,
baseball
I think it
player.
was?
yeah, Jackie Robinson.
Robinson.
Jackie Robinson.
He was great in that.
All right. There's one that's the movie is not. I didn't like the movie that much, but he was phenomenal in it. Get On Up. He played James Brown,
Oh,
and
I think
Oh,
let me tell
yeah.
you need to watch it. That guy, he put all the moves together. I mean, he had all of James Brown's moves. He was
I think
fucking great.
The problem with that is I keep confusing with the other guy. What's the other guy from Black Panther? And he's also in a lot of other stuff. He's still alive. They were just interviewing him about him. But anyways, I think I get those 2 movies. But I already saw both of those movies and they're good. So I guess I've seen all of his movies then.
well, I don't know.
No.
Those are the only ones I know.
Yeah, they
Those
just
3 are the
released
only
another
ones
one like last week, but it's an older joint. But for real, before I forget, with movies, y'all need to watch Greenland.
Oh, why? What is that about?
It's dope. I told you about it 1
What's it
hour and 32 minutes ago.
I know. What's
It's,
it
uh,
on?
It's HBO Max. I pirate all my shit on Cody. So,
Oh.
but
Don't say that out loud, stupid.
with the 3 of us, I'm not concerned about many people coming after me.
What about the replay, man? It's about
If
Yeah,
the
you call
replay
that
wants to
replay.
come after me, that's fine. But no, Greenland. It's got the dude from fuck, I can't think of who it is. Anyway, it's like an asteroid. It's kind of like
End of the
what's the
world.
one- like asteroids and all the other ones where there was like a asteroid hitting the Earth and. But it's good. It's real good. It's got the God damn it. What is he from?
Those movies are gay too.
Man, fuck you. No, it's a good flick. Greenland. It just came out like a couple weeks ago. It's good.
I hope so, because every time someone tells me some shit, man,
You came
What
to my
kind of
house
movies
to
do
get
you watch?
$100 the other day.
my friend said something about some movie.
What was it?
It's on Netflix. It has the dude. Who's the dude that plays in
Hold on, I got you.
fucking Matrix guy.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is in it, and I guess the premise is that his girlfriend leaves for the weekend. He's writing a book or something, and these two hot young chicks come into and just knock on his door. They break down or something. And at first, it's pretty cool. You can imagine what happens. They play spin the bottle and shit. And
All
then,
right, so Greenland, the head dude is Gerard Butler.
another
Gerard Butler.
fucking terrible actor.
Fuck out of here. All right, I'm out. I'm done. Who cares?
Yeah, it's the wrong podcast.
Or
It's
what
a
do you
good
like
flick,
to
though.
watch, G?
What'd you say?
What do you like to watch? What kind of movies do you like to watch?
Yeah, what do you want to watch? Since everything we're
Oh.
recommending is shit to you, what do you want to watch?
I'm into
90 Day Fiance?
no. I mean, I don't watch TV for sure. I do a lot of documentaries, but if it's not documentaries, I like movies wise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
You
last
like movies.
movie you thought was great.
Like psychological shit. Like I like some
Oh.
shit that makes me think the whole way through. I love when I think I know. I like to predict shit.
Can you give us a title?
Oh no,
Here's one for you. Midsummer. you seen that
Midsummer. No.
Midsommar.
Me and my wife watch a bunch of shit, and I never know the titles. But
Watch that one. That shit's crazy. Watch and then what's
I
the
like-
other one that the guy did?
I like
Hereditary.
I like fucking.
That was good.
Yeah, so the guy that did
Yeah.
Hereditary did that Midsummer.
Yeah,
What were you
Hereditary
saying,
was
Steve?
good.
Yeah.
If y'all like TV series, this is kind of a stretch. It's on Netflix. If you liked Game of Thrones,
Nope.
why am I on here?
I don't fucking do
I like Game of
dragons.
Thrones.
That's
Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying. Like, I can't do dragons. I don't give a fuck if the dragons are coming. I just
Well, there
There
ain't no
weren't that many
dragons
dragons
in the one I'm saying.
There weren't that many dragons in it anyway.
Yeah, the
They were
New
only toward
Kingdom.
the end.
The New Kingdom on Netflix.
All right, I'll check
It's
it out.
pretty good. It's actually historically correct as far as like the Vikings and the Danes and the English, but it's dope. It's really, really good. I
what's it
started
called?
watching
What's
what?
it called? What's that called?
The New Kingdom.
New
I
Kingdom.
started watching it again when I'm out here in the shop. I turn on the TV while I'm carving and I just watch. And half the time, my wife is like, "This is bullshit." But like, I was like on season 2, episode 1, and I happened to be inside, and she's like, "Well, who is that? Who is the same stereotypical shit? Who's that? What's this? This looks cool." And I'm like, "I will watch the first season again if you want to."
Well, speaking of rewatching, guess what I started yesterday? I am
Entourage.
I love that show. I'm on season 1, episode 9, right before I started the podcast. Sopranos.
I never got.
Oh,
I
Let me
could not
tell
get
you,
into
awesome.
Sopranos.
Let me tell you why. In high school, I remember that was the last thing I used to watch on Sunday nights before I went to bed.
Yeah.
So I watched the first season, the first probably 3 seasons when I was 17 and 18 years old. So like everybody's like, I could sit here and be like, oh, I've watched every episode of Sopranos, but I don't remember.
Right.
This shit is like a flood of memories of
Yeah.
not only the date and time and seeing things like it's like 1994, I think, in the show, but just going back to where I was when I watched it the first time was awesome.
That's fair.
I'm gonna watch it all over again. Like The Wire's like that for me. Everybody like, the best show on TV. I've
Wire's good.
yet to get past the first season.
I watched I don't know why it was on, but I watched American Gangster the other day with that was nasty.
Yeah, American Gangsters of shit. That's one
Yeah.
of my favorites. But that's what they were doing yesterday on TBS or New Year's Eve. I think it was. Yeah, yesterday, right? All day long, they had nothing but gangster movies. They had Scarface, Casino, Carlito's Way.
Carlito's Way is the shit.
Carlito's
Yeah,
Way
so-
is the shit, and that's what I'm saying. Like I could be like, I've watched Carlito's Way before. I watched it yesterday. I didn't know half of the shit because I was a kid when I watched it. Literally,
Yeah,
I was
I
a
have watched
kid.
that. I have watched that movie a lot of times.
Well, y'all
I
gotta
could not
check out.
believe that.
You
Yeah, go
gotta
ahead.
watch Greenland. Just watch Greenland.
All
It's
All
good.
All right, I'll check it out.
It's good. We'll talk about it next Friday. Watch Greenland and get like 2 episodes of New Kingdom in.
That's a lot.
Y'all are trash.
That's a lot. Bro.
Y'all are straight trash.
Like that nowadays, man. You're trying to, my time.
Well, give me a suggestion. What's something you want me to watch? I'll check it out. You watch Greenland. Give me something I need to watch.
You tell me, is Greenland the one about an asteroid hitting America?
They're all about asteroids hitting shit.
I have no interest in that.
All right. Well, then,
let me see. I haven't watched any really good TV in a while. I've been watching TV, but I haven't watched any really good TV.
I got kids, so I've been watching Croods too, and
No.
yo, Soul is good as shit.
That's that cartoon.
Yeah, Soul
yeah.
is good. Soul is good.
I know you got young kids. I can't even do animations anymore.
Man, fuck them kids. Them kids went to bed, and I was still watching it. Soul is good.
I don't have Disney.
You can use my Disney Plus.
I'll get you to log in. It's fine.
Right. Yeah.
But all right, y'all. I'm finna head inside. I got everything cleaned up. It's been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate y'all.
Right. Yeah, TJ. Hey, G.
Yo.
How much money I owe you?
Oh, you didn't pay yet?
No, I ain't paid yet.
Oh, you in the league too?
He's in the other one. Oh no, he's in both.
Yeah.
You're in both.
Man, I got fucked in that league.
Which one?
I gotta figure it out.
Which one were you in, TJ? Last minute?
Last minute.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, he's in the big league.
don't tell me about getting fucked. I had Dak Prescott.
Fantasy football gods got your punk ass making bad, stupid trades. That's what happened.
Me?
Well, he came to my house.
Fantasy football gods always take over in the end. Ask Mickey Wright. He has to change his name to One and Done because he was the number 1 seed and he fucking lost in his first playoff game. So next year, his fantasy football team has to be named One and Done.
I had the same thing in the other league, man. Same thing. Did you see what happened? All I needed was 3 points. And what happened? Tyler Boyd fucking got a concussion without putting up one motherfucking point.
Look, AJ called me when that happened and he's cracking up laughing. He's cracking up.
Oh my God.
He's like, AJ Boyd's out for the game.
Yeah, that was shitty. But I mean, I'm gonna do it again next year. I love the league. I mean, it's cool. Like I took first place in my expensive league, so I got the championship in that one.
Yeah,
so
that one.
So what do I owe you, man? I think it was 75 for Virgins.
Did you get first? Let's do it like this. In Virgins League, did you get first, second, and third place?
I don't remember how is third place like the I don't know.
We'll have to look. But if you're third place, you got cash out. But that's just 70, 20, 10 in the payout, first, second, and third.
Right.
And now a $75 entry fee. And the other one's $100 minus $10 for any high scores that you may have attained on the first 13 weeks. And
hey,
then,
what the fuck? I didn't have that rule.
And 20. Yeah, you do. You just didn't have any.
That's probably also true.
I might actually got some of those. I haven't been pretty good the first 4 weeks.
25. I think you have two. $25 for playoff appearance. So did you make the playoffs?
No, I didn't make playoffs in that one.
Yeah, so you might owe. If you do have 2 high scores at 70 plus 75, you do the math, genius. 145.
All right, so wait a minute. So it's the last minute league is 100, and then you subtract out some for high scores. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then the other one is 75, and I don't know if I got a third. How do you figure third and fourth place in that?
Not third and fourth place. Fourth place.
Well, third place is.
So you, in the final week of the season, it should have been the Super Bowl, not 17, but week 16 should have been the Super Bowl. 2 people in the Super Bowl, and the people that lost the week before would be playing for third.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah.
All right, so if I won 16, I don't know if I won.
Which league did you make the playoffs in?
Fantasy Virgins.
Okay. So unless you came in third or second, it's going to be $75. So you have to check on that.
Yeah, I didn't come in second. I know. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, fellas.
If not, it's a full 175 if you have no high scores and you didn't get third place.
I think I got something somewhere.
Well, I'm in again. So regardless, next year, if y'all will have me, I would love to do it again. I'm knocking down. I did 5 this year.
Does your beard have blue dye in it, or is that just off?
No, homie, I'm gray as fuck.
Oh man,
Yeah, dude. My birthday is in 6 days. I'm old as shit.
man, when's your birthday?
The 8th.
The what?
The 8th.
Oh, January 8th.
Yeah. No, that's just gray.
Damn, so how old you gonna be?
40.
Who cares?
Your birthday is the 8th? That was fucked
You
up.
don't give a shit when your birthday is. All right, Scott. I was supposed to come on for 20 minutes today. We've been on for 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's all.
All right.
And we
Holla
covered
at you,
a lot of
man.
topics. Well, I'll holla at you. Have a great day.
right,
Shout
man.
out to 2021, baby.
Yeah, man. I'll catch up with you. Thanks.
See ya. All right. That's the New Year's Day show, the first year of 2021. 2020. Doing big things in 2021, okay? Y'all stand by. What's this? Stand back and stand by, stand up, some shit like that. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's talk about it.